in the top. Act like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big hope, you posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that check into golf. A lot of these look lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No court. I want that court. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Breno Javinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. With me, boy. Your hands in your fingers. Your ears with get back, watch you turn to a singer. Get to fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my zip the back that like a popo. Don't do these, they popo.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game and as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Brooklyn Bulls. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. And the tackle there by Quan Alexander.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
They go play action with Jackson. They'll roll him out right. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. Now Jackson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run with Cook, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Jackson now off the bootleg, sliding out of the pocket, incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Third and goal, Jackson. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground.
There's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
The kick by Carlson is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal. You did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes. You don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Jakeem Grant now to return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Throwing on first down is Allen. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Allen. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. They give him a gain of 38.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
First down, and they're going to throw without him. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Just the first quarter of the tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in...
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. A 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. A solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Lutz now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. And this will be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there. And it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
Watch him now, Barney.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Forced out to his left. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Watch it now, Barney.
Give. This is Cook. And some room to work. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Lucky 56.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this Does the defense have it? They do, says the referee. We're going the other way. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. He'll buy some time right. On the run, and this will be caught at the 30. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play has them all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Rashad Perriman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And coming out now, the Broncos. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well.
And this throw will be intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or 2 to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. Dante Pettis, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it. That should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Jackson to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Cohen. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back here right after this. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Jackson on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Back 99, Philly, here we go. No, check, Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11. Play action. Now Jackson. Flush to his right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back 99, Philly. Here we go.
And now they'll throw with Allen. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Throw right side taken in by Pettis. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make him punt it. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On 4th down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt, certainly not what he wanted. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Stevens. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Here comes Grant on the return. And just shedding him off there. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. On play action, Allen. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19.
Hey. 4 down. Motion. Black 99 Philly, here we go. Check. Mike 50.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Looking left side. Andrews with it complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Allen looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Leopard! Gone!
That'll set them back 5.
Leopard!
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Play action. It's Jackson. Steps away. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Left side, Cook. And he's going to get this one down to the 45.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander and just...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Detroit!
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
After the interception, here's Jackson rolling to his right. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they're running right through him. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10. More yards there and another 1st down. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hitting this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. To throw again is Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
Well, to say that this has not been his game is probably a big understatement. I mean, he is all over the place. Mechanics are off, not accurate, except if you're playing on defense because they picked off a good number of passes.
Yeah, all the INTs, but they're throwing it off his back foot. Pressure coming, just chucking it downfield. He can't do that right now.
No, you can't do that at all. And I think one of the hardest things for a guy having a day like this one is to find a way to just kind of get out of it, kind of get yourself back to neutral. Because what you try and do is make even more spectacular plays to make up for it, and it usually leads to more bad ones.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
4th down, here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. And my goodness, this is incomplete. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And as a result, possession switches hands. And here now the offense heading back out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a 1st down. Right back to him on 1st down. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they'll run it on the toss. And, a little spin cycle. Room to run now. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Touchdown. A big play there. 77 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Lutz now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Gun! No, check, Patriot! Detroit!
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down, eluding the pressure right, and that's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down. Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. In this case, they were able to retain possession.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and a mile. Throwing is Jackson. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Myles Garrett in there to drop him. And his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Gun!
Check, watch 54. Here we go, D, get off the field.
Leopard!
Right there, 54, Mike. Hey, defense, let's go.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation.
Touchdown! A great effort there. 34 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up first and 10.
Lucky 56.
Hey, check. 3 down.
Watch him now, Barney.
Jackson now. Being chased out left. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attack.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Here's Jackson to throw. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Escaping the pressure, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Buying time to his left. And this is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And as a result, possession switches hands. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14.
Watch him now, Barney.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. And on now is the punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Detroit! Detroit!
Play action. Now Jackson.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language. Early beaten right from the word go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. They're able to convert.
If the quarterback of this winning team, he's going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.